faces today. My name is Mitesh, and I represent the Mumbai chapter of a worldwide work called Ananda Sangha, which is dedicated to sharing the teachings of the great master Paramahansa Yogananda. This movement was started by Swami Kriyananda, his direct disciple. And in case you're not familiar with Paramahansa Yogananda ji, uh, he was the author of the great spiritual classic and the book called Autobiography of a Yogi, which transformed the lives of millions of people worldwide. He was also one of the earliest proponents of the ancient yoga teachings in the West. He went to the US in 1920s and shared the teachings of this scientific technique called Kriya Yoga. And today, we really have the blessing and the honor of having Nayaswami Dhyana ji and Nayaswami Aditya ji, who will be sharing practical techniques and teachings of Paramahansa Yogananda ji himself to help each one of us awaken our true divine potential. I would like to invite them on stage now, please. Thank you. So, as mentioned earlier, they are both co-spiritual directors of Ananda's work in India. Nayaswami Dhyana ji has been practicing the teachings and the technique for over 45 years, and she has helped Ananda set up communities and centers in several continents, including the US, Europe, Africa, and Australia, as well as in India for the last 20 years. So she travels in different cities, sharing the teachings and taking classes and workshops on the topic of yoga and meditation. She is also authorized to give initiation in the sacred technique of Kriya Yoga. And Nayaswami Aditya ji is also a co-spiritual director. He has a background in medicine and was a practicing surgeon before he came to Ananda in 2008. Apart from serving Ananda full time, he also takes several corporate workshops on very practical topics like health, healing, and stress management. And some of the corporates and organizations where he's done this include Tata Group, Infosys, as well as for the Indian Army. He is based in Pune, and along with Dhyanaji, he also travels across the country to share the teachings of Paramahansa Yogananda. So, with that, I would now like to invite Nayaswami Aditya ji to help us lead this workshop.
Okay, this is working. Good morning, everybody. And thank you, Mitesh, and also to friends who've helped organize this beautiful program. And very nice to see a house full, some souls are trickling in, but maybe we'll need some more chairs. And by the way, we don't have cushions, forgive us for that. But if somebody is comfortable sitting down, there is some space some more chairs are coming. And I really hope you've come for our talk and not the wonderful tea and cookies that were served just before this. So what we're going to do, let me give a little overview, and then we'll go into the practice itself. Achieving your highest potential. I was thinking about that topic as I was preparing, but this morning I drove for about half an hour coming here, and this very beautiful analogy came. I've covered this topic many times before, but each time you're trying to see, okay, who is my audience? What have I learned from the last time I gave this presentation? And today I simply thought of the simple example of how you're driving a car. So there's a first gear, and that's a good potential. Then at some point you need the second gear and a third gear, and you know where this is going, that you finish some task. Even this beautiful program, let's say, once we've done it, you look back and you say, if I do it next time, I think I'll do it this way. I'll add that component. Maybe I'm just thinking, maybe we'll take a bigger haul. Maybe we'll do this, we'll do that. The point is, whether you're a homemaker, you're a doctor, you're a businessman, you're an athlete, You're a yogi, you're a practitioner of yoga meditation. You look back and you say, I could do better. And that is, if we have simply that directional mindset that, yes, what I have done is good, but I don't want somebody else to tell me you could do better, you must do better, focus more. In introspection, Paramahansa Yogananda ji said, if you study the life of any great person, he said the path of introspection, self-analysis, and part of positive self-analysis is that, okay, I'm okay where I am. How can I go to the next level? So this is a very fascinating subject. Sometimes when I've presented this workshop, I've been with, let's say, somebody who is in a corporate setting in their very first job, and they'll be like, when you're young, you're like, okay, I want to earn more money, and that's wonderful. I want to be successful. I'm following so and so person. I want to be like them. And you see that it moves from one place to another, and generally, for our ease, let's divide it into 4 simple steps. What could those be? Well, here we are sitting in a body. It's very interesting that my photo is towards Dhyanaji's side and her photo is in my direction. And I thought, Dhyanaji, that is a very nice way to look at soul potential. A yogi does not even see the gender. They see the soul potential, the fact that you're not this body. You are in a body. You have to relate to the body, take care of the body. But at a certain point, some souls, especially in this beautiful land, have explored the soul potential. They have gone, like somebody asked Swami Vivekananda, when he was traveling over 100 years ago, what do people in India do? You didn't have Google or encyclopedias available at that time. And he says they do what people do everywhere in any country. There are farmers and businessmen, and there are people who are soldiers and kings and such. He said, let me tell you about one category of people in my country. He says, there are some people in my country whose only job in life is to measure the amount of air entering their nose and leaving it. And they're like, really? Why would somebody do that? Well, he was a yogi. He was there to share the teachings of yoga. Now, it's not only that you have to measure air in your nose all your life. Paramhansa Yogananda ji said, and he was the teacher to Mahatma Gandhi, the US President Calvin Coolidge, many other great souls. He met Rabindranath Tagore, C.V. Raman, and what he was trying to tell people, whether you are a monastic or a homemaker or a businessman, just a few days ago, actually, his most advanced disciples, Mahasamadhi Day was celebrated, the day he had left his body. And he was a self-made millionaire. So Yogananda said the same energy that goes in succeeding in anything goes in yoga and meditation also. So when we think of our potential, think of the body. And today we will do, by the way, practices. Keep your questions ready. So there's the body side of it, and I'll talk later on a little bit about diet, food, exercise, and such. Then there's the mind. You could have a very strong body, but if the mind, if the feelings, which in the beginning, they don't, like this third gear, fourth gear, they don't come out right away in the beginning, but some situation comes in life. And I have been in medical emergencies. I've seen strong, big people fall like that, faint like that. And not to, I'm not mocking anybody. All I'm trying to say is it's a part of our being, and we can work on it. We can develop a very strong mind, a very fluid, creative mind. We can draw inspiration at will. We can have our feelings not only strong for us, but you could be, like somebody said about the great saint Neem Karoli Baba. This scientist came with his friend to meet this saint, and somebody asked him, Sir, how was it? How did you feel around Neem Karoli Baba? He said, I'm very new to all this. He says, I'm not feeling too much. But when I'm in his ashram and when I'm in his presence, I noticed that I am more loving and forgiving towards others. Now, that ability to feel your own higher feelings, to channel them, that is a power and a muscle and a potential. And My goodness, who over here does not want somebody who is unconditionally loving, understanding, kind, forgiving, encouraging? So it's an aspect which absolutely many of us, I've been practicing. My teacher, Guru Swami Kriyanandaji, he once suggested to me that I practice kindness. And I've been practicing it for 17 years now. It's an affirmation, and then of course you have to apply it. And I said to somebody once, I said, I've been practicing the affirmation of kindness for 14 years. And they said, 14 years? Aren't you a kind person? I said, no, I am a kind person by and large, by general standards. But I said, he was expecting very high things from you. He actually once said to me, he said, even if somebody has killed you in the past, we must be kind. Now, that is a muscle, that is a power, that is an ability. So, think about those higher potentials. And Yogananda's guru, Sri Yukteswar, he said, every human being can develop any positive quality that there is to be developed. And finally, we can brush our teeth and drive our car and become successful and so on. But you reach a point, I reached actually that point in fourth grade where I knew I need God's help to pass the math exam. And you'll be like, really? Were you that bad? And I'll confess, I became a doctor and not an engineer because math was wonderful, but my brain just couldn't move around and through it. So I remember in supplication, somehow the soul knows there is somebody out there, and you say, please help me. The point is that we reach a certain potential through our help, each other's help, family's help. But there comes a point where, in your soul potential, you really, my sound is like the voice of God now, Akashwani coming from above. Can I do something? Can I help you? Should I keep speaking? They'll fine tune it. Okay. And you reach a point where you say, that all this is good, but like Vivekananda said, there are those few people who have not found only their own highest potential, their dharma, their duty, but they have also found that it's not them. They invited a power, a grace, a kripa, a presence to flow through them. And like again, my Guru Swamiji used to say, he wrote 150 books, 450 pieces of music. He used to speak 9 languages, thousands of lectures, so many things. But here's the interesting thing. He used to say, I haven't done any of those things. I expressed willingness. But he said, then I invited God and Guru to guide me. They have done it through me. And he says, they can do it through you too. So in the beginning, we may not know if there is a God. Why don't you try? Why don't you practice meditation to experience Him? Why worry about defining Him? So there are all these, remember these 4 potentials, because we'll now do some practice. Dhyanaji will also lead us in many practices. Today's is not a talk. My talk is about to end actually. It's about experience. It's about a workshop, that how do I get my body, my mind, my feelings and emotions. And once we've sort of taken them out of the way, it's almost like once you're out of the lanes, and this evening we'll be driving back to Pune. Once you touch the expressway, you put in the 6th gear. Then you're like, now let's smooth and soar. And it is possible. Once we touch that high soul potential, so much freedom comes. That's why it's called mukti, moksha, salvation, freedom, yoga, union, not only with good health, union with all that there is. So I'll give you some more examples and stories, but are we ready to do some practices now? Yes. Are you somewhat convinced? Yes. Okay, let's rise now. Let's get up. And it's a full hall. So I'll slightly modify some practices because they involve stretching your hands and such. But we will do and just make sure you can walk right where you are. If you have that much space, or swing your arms and come a little bit in the front, or move into the little, the corridor over here in between. Okay, let's little bit swing our arms and now say these words to yourself. I'm awake and ready. I'm awake and ready. I'm awake and ready. I'm awake and ready. I'm awake. Louder. Louder. I'm awake and ready. I'm awake and ready. I'm awake and ready. Okay. Very gently now. We'll do this very slowly. Normally we do it fast. I am positive, energetic, enthusiastic. 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 I am master of my body. I am master of myself. I am master of my body. I am master of myself. I am master of my body. I am master of myself. One last time. I am master of my body. I am master of myself. Now, brushing the body cells everywhere, say these words. Awake, rejoice, my body cells. 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 Be glad, my brain, be wise and strong. 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 And now finally the last exercise, gently massaging your brain cells, your scalp. You can close your eyes. Say these words softly but with deep intention. Awake, my sleeping children, wake. 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 Wonderful. One last exercise, rubbing our palms together. This is called Dirgh Pranayam. I'll talk about pranayam. We'll take some deep breaths and try to feel if it raises our body's energy. So let's inhale as we take the hands up. Inhale through the nose, breathe out through the mouth as you gently come forward. And if you can't go all the way forward, that's fine. Inhale up. Exhale down. Very simple exercise. We'll do this 8 to 10 times. You can close your eyes to concentrate better. And now try to make it slow and relaxed. Dirgh Pranayam. Full yogic breath. Expel any tensions with the outgoing breath. Inhale enthusiasm, joy, wakefulness. The breath can be a vehicle for many emotional states. Let's take 3 more breaths in silence. One last time. And bring the hands to the side as you breathe out. Please be seated. This was just a little bit work on the body. Now I'd like you to sing with me, and this is a chant. Spiritual chants are usually the name of the God or one of his qualities or any affirmation or prayer that you are trying to develop. And this is, I thought, good for our topic. The words are, nothing on earth can hold me. Rise, O my soul, in freedom. Rise, O my soul, in freedom. Nothing to fear anymore. So many times we look back and Yogananda ji will say, oh, if only this had not happened, this situation, this person, this challenge, I could have done more. And on one level, it is true. It's wonderful to have supportive friends and environment. But remember that rare category of people, they rise in spite of their circumstances and actually then are able to even mold them and lead by example. So let's take this, we'll sing for about 3 to 4 minutes, and whatever is applicable in your life, feel that through this chant, you're rising more and more in your potential. Nothing on earth can hold me. Rise, O my soul, in freedom. Nothing on earth can hold me. Rise, O my soul, in freedom. Rise, O my soul, in freedom. Nothing to fear anymore. Rise, O my soul, in freedom. Nothing to fear anymore. Nothing on earth can hold me. Rise, O my soul, in freedom. Nothing on earth can hold me. Rise, O my soul, in freedom. Rise, O my soul, in freedom. Nothing to fear anymore. Rise, O my soul, in freedom. Nothing to fear anymore. Nothing on earth can hold me. Rise, O my soul, in freedom. Nothing on earth can hold me. Rise, O my soul, in freedom. Rise, O my soul, in freedom. Nothing to fear anymore. Rise, O my soul, in freedom. Nothing to fear anymore. Nothing on earth can hold me. Rise, O my soul, in freedom. Nothing on earth can hold me. Rise, O my soul, in freedom. Rise, O my soul, in freedom. Nothing to fear anymore. Rise, O my soul, in freedom. Nothing to fear anymore. Nothing on earth can hold me. Rise, O my soul, in freedom. Nothing on earth can hold me. Rise, O my soul, in freedom. Rise, O my soul, in freedom. Nothing to fear anymore. Rise, O my soul, in freedom. Nothing to fear anymore. Rise, oh my soul, in freedom. Nothing to fear anymore. Nothing on earth can hold me. Rise, oh my soul, in freedom. Nothing on earth can hold me. Rise, oh my soul, in freedom. Nothing on earth can hold me. Rise, O my soul, in freedom. Sitting upright now, away from the back of the chair. Gently close your eyes. We'll practice a few breath exercises, pranayams. And the breath is very closely tied to our state of emotions, mind, of course, our physical health. But spiritually speaking, the breath is also directly tied to the ego. So, by working with the breath, we can earn that freedom from fear, harmful emotions, distractions, soul bondage, many, many things. So, now let's become aware of the breath. You'll notice it enters the nose and leaves the nose at its own pace. Just observe that for a few moments. Now, as per your need, take a few deep breaths. And the goal of these breaths is to inhale just enough, but especially as you exhale through the mouth or nose, the goal is to achieve a certain relaxation. So, especially as you breathe out, feel that you're releasing tensions from the body, from the mind, from the emotions. You'll see it is possible very softly, silently. Let's do this just 3, 4 times. Now I will guide you in a very simple pranayam of inhaling, holding, and exhaling the breath. We'll do this 5 times. Gently inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the nose. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Hold the breath. Gently breathe out. Find that relaxation as you breathe out. Inhale, joy, energy, enthusiasm. Hold, bring that control. And breathe out any tensions so you feel more relaxed. Inhale, holding the breath. Breathing out. One last time at your own pace. Now we will add one more component. Keep your eyes closed. We will inhale, hold, exhale, and hold. So it's like a square. I'll take you through only one round because each person's breath holding capacity is different. Then you do what is comfortable for you. So inhale, hold, exhale through the nose, and hold the breath. Please do 5 rounds at your own pace now. Now let go of control on the breath and simply try to follow the breath higher and higher up in the nose. This is also linked to our potential, to a certain part of the brain, in the front part of the brain. Spiritually speaking, it is related to the spiritual eye or the Agya chakra at the point between the two eyebrows. As the air enters the nose, try to feel it higher and higher up in the nose without any strain. And in every breath, you will see there's an inhalation, there's a pause, there's the exhalation, and a gentle pause. So, at the highest point in the nose, wherever you are feeling the air currents, try now to focus on one of those pauses. That is where true rest is found. Freedom from breathing itself is found by focusing on that pause. We'll do this just for 1 minute. And please keep your phones on silent. And now, for the final 1 to 2 minutes, forget about the breath altogether. if you stay very relaxed, you will see there is a sense of peace and stillness at the point between the two eyebrows. That is the function of that part of the brain and body. Sometimes we can see an inner light over there. We can certainly feel greater energy or joy at that point, the yogis say. Or at the least, a sense of peace can be experienced. So, just for 2 minutes in silence, like an astronomer very calmly gazing through the telescope towards the sky, feel that you're gazing in the direction of the point between the two eyebrows, just for 2 minutes. Om, Om, Om. Please gently open your eyes. Okay, how are we feeling? Let's take a moment. Now, I know this meditation, and the last 2 minutes were meditation. It's a state, Paramhans Yogananda ji said, of deep absorption in God or one of his aspects. What are his aspects? Peace, calmness, light, joy, power. So the point is to each person, like each astronomer finds something unique. So when we gaze in our own deeper self, especially here, you find wonderful things. And when you find them, you want to spend time with them. The more time you spend with anything, the more that thing starts reflecting in the way you talk, walk, do anything. And that is bit by bit, people say, he's looking different, she's changing. And you say, hey, my mind is more focused, calm, relaxed, energetic. I don't feel upset about things anymore as I used to. And that is the directional move how meditation, yoga, and many of these things can help us. Does that make sense? Okay, if it makes sense, let's continue. So, a few things here. I'll speak just for a few moments. Now, what did we really do through that brief sequence of about 15 to 20 minutes? I had before that mentioned 4 stages. Think of your potential, not just, yes, you should have a healthy body, strong body, because, like Yogananda ji said, if the body is broken, it requires a very strong mind to focus on God. Otherwise, your attention is brought to your knees or backache or whatever it is. So, yes, keeping the body fit. So, first we worked with the body. How? We got it moving. We got some oxygen, blood flow, prana going through it. Then how did we work with the mind? You try to tell yourself, I'm awake and ready. Even if you were feeling sleepy, which is okay, on a Sunday morning you can feel that way. But my teacher Swamiji used to say, it's like a teacher coming into the classroom and the kids are all over the place. And what does she do? She's like, good morning, Sometimes you don't even notice the teacher has come and she said, good morning. And the kids are like, oh, they all run back to their seats. So our own thoughts and emotions fall in place when you say things loudly. You're not saying it for the neighbor, you're saying it to yourself. I am positive, energetic, enthusiastic. And once you've heard yourself, you can slow down. You don't have to keep that loud voice. Then, so after we did that, did we work with the body a little bit more? Can anybody tell me what we did as the second practice? The full yogic breath. Very simple. People sometimes say, oh, this is too simple. I want some advanced asana. I tell you, friends, after 17 years of yoga practice, I remind myself on a daily basis, and maybe it's reflecting in my posture. I remind myself, keep the spine straight, Aditya, and breathe diaphragmatically. These are the fundamentals. Imagine I came on the stage like this. Well, I'm going to teach you how your potential can be high. You're like, this guy doesn't look very happy and high energy in his own self. So the point is that a yogi, that's why they carry a danda. The yogi is reminding himself. Nature has planted, I won't go in the detail, the kundalini energy, infinite amount of energy. Swami used to say the energy of the universe is locked at the base of each person's spine. And our duty is to awaken it through our posture, through our breathing, through our eyes and smile. When you serve somebody, when you do some nice things for them, how do you feel? You feel good. And if somebody says, can you get me, once Yogananda ji was training a little boy who didn't want to be trained, but his mother wanted him to be trained. And so Yogananda ji was very wise. He said, I'll try. He told the mother, I'll try. So he would see this boy was just walking in the garden like this and such. And master would say, John, could you please get me a glass of water? And this boy would say, well, sir, you're sitting there perfectly doing nothing. Why don't you go get up and get it yourself? And master said, absolutely, I'll do it. No worries, I'll do it myself. The point is, how does John feel? Now, of course, John can be, it's fine, he's a little kid. But imagine somebody asks me, well, Aditya, you're a doctor. Could you help me with my headache? And I say, well, forget the patient. What does it do to me? Am I achieving my highest potential? No way. So the way you do things, the way that energy flows through you, the way you breathe. One time Swami Kriyanandaji was in a little mood. All of us fall in a mood. And in that, the problem with the mood is it takes the mind and feelings down. And he felt, Yoganandaji doesn't love me. Earlier he used to spend more time with me. On and on it went. And he said, okay, let me leave the room and go. So he was 22 years old, a young monk at that time. So he came out of the room, and the moment he closed his door, Paramahansa Yoganandaji was there, and master said, Walter, that was Swami's given name. Walter, how are you? And Swami said, well, sir. And master said, very good, very good. And he walked away. He wouldn't let you go in the negative direction. Sometimes he would get up and quietly leave the room. And then Swami said, of course, I don't have to be like that. So he lifted his energy using the breath, full yogic breath. When we have to do something difficult, there is no option. What do? You're like, well, let's do this. You always inhale. These are very simple things, but they are very fundamental. A yogi is somebody, like Vivekananda said, who is doing this day in and day out more consciously. That why should I wait for a difficult situation? Because if the situation is really hard, like I was saying in the emergency, you crack a difficult news to somebody, the person can die. The person can faint. And what happens to the breath? So why wait for life or circumstances to surprise us? Work on the breath, work on the body, work on the posture. Physically speaking, let's work on the diet. Let's exercise. If the body is strong, it's sort of out of the way. And Dhyanaji will take us very soon into how to strengthen the mind using affirmations. Work with pranayam. Swami used to say that the breath reflects your emotions. You see somebody who you like, you're like, hi. and you see somebody coming who you're not very happy about, you're like, "Oh, well." And Swami said, don't you study your own breath. And why is that way? And if your breath is reflecting this and you can't change the circumstance, be the yogi who changes his breath pattern. Breath is linked to energy. So body is taken care of, energy is taken care of. When energy is high, emotions go high. And really, in that refined state, you say, well, by God's grace, health is good, wealth is fine. Because if your health is good, you have energy, wealth is a byproduct. You can put your mind on something. Kriyananda used to keep it very simple. He said, if you are creative and you've made a product and you know how to sell it, why wouldn't people give you money? It comes. You're thinking about them, you've done something wonderful. Naturally, the returns will come because you've put in energy. And then finally, he said, when all of those things are taken care of, and I'll close with this, and the thought of death may come. You know, as a doctor, for me, that was really important because you can increase your lifespan. And nowadays, there's a lot of talk going on that. But ultimately, I call death our friend because he reminds us how to live. If you think about death, if somebody told you this is how much time you have, every minute starts counting. So the point is, if we try to understand what is death, Yogananda said, why don't you die daily by getting rid of the breath and heart activity through deep meditation? Yogis go into samadhi. He said, breathlessness is deathlessness. Right now, our breath didn't entirely go, but I hope you felt it was calm through the chanting, through the meditation, through pranayam. You control it a little bit, and then you see that it is willing to go if we are willing to go in that direction. And that is where, when the breath recedes, there's a beautiful thing I was explaining to some friends yesterday. Yogananda said, what is the state of no breath called? Anybody? Now, don't answer if you were in the class yesterday. If somebody has gone beyond the breath, what is that state called? Take a guess. Uh, yes, nirvana, samadhi, those are, that's a state, but in a very simple term, literal explanation of somebody who has gone beyond the breath. Vishwas, bina shwas. So your faith in God cannot come to the degree the breath is restless, because you're like, well, I want to believe, but, well, why don't you take the breath away and see that you are a soul? You won't die. If you learn how to work with the breath, you won't die. I can tell you a little bit from my own experience. You actually live longer the less you breathe. So our emotional state, our spiritual states are very directly linked to our breath. So I'll close with this and invite Dhyanaji to take us further. Keep your questions. We will have an interaction and questions at the very end. And while we are sitting, let's do a simple practice of tensing and relaxing the body, which we did in the beginning. Now we'll take a deep breath. Tense the body, breathe out through the mouth and relax. Now let's take a double breath through the nose. Breathe out 3 more times. Tense the muscles everywhere, relax. One last time. Thank you, everybody. Over to you, Dhanaji. Yes, please.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It's a joy to be here and to share with all of you. I hope I'm audible. I want to say, is it on? Just a little more louder. Louder? Wow. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, even down on the floor is down there is better. Just raise it up. Yeah, much better. Yes, I would like to say before starting that the teachings we are sharing with you today are from the great yoga master Paramahansa Yoganandaji, who's our guru. He went to America with the teachings on the behest of his line of gurus. Many of you have read Autobiography of a Yogi, is that so? And he shared the teachings of the great land of India in America in the 1920s. He lived there 32 years and he taught. I'm a byproduct of Yoganandaji's going to America. So what you're hearing today, it's not us, it's him. I want to make that clear. And his direct disciple, one of his foremost disciples, was Swami Kriyanandaji, who I had the blessing of living with and being trained under for decades. And so what you're getting today is from the source of Babaji, Lahiri Mahashayaji, all the masters you read about in Autobiography of a Yogi, and Yoganandaji, who was the last of that line of masters. So we're blessed to be able to be on this path, this journey, and to share with all of you as much as we can today. I will be speaking some, but then I want to get you doing some practices, and I want you to take a kit home with you so that you can practice at home. And it's not just philosophy. As Yoganandaji said, that the doctor may say the operation was a success, but the patient died peacefully in the operating room. So we want it to be a complete success, that you are awake and ready as you leave here today. I want to start with, and I please ask for your undivided attention. I'll ask you to make sure your phone is off so it doesn't disturb other people near you. I want to start with a couple of really inspiring quotes from Yoganandaji, and then a couple of other things that I found this morning. So these are the words of the great guru, Paramahansa Yoganandaji. Is there a power that can reveal hidden veins of riches and uncover treasures of which we have never dreamed? Is there a force that we can call upon to give health, happiness, and spiritual enlightenment? The saints and sages of India taught that there is such a power. They uncovered truths that we have overlooked or forgotten, and these truths will work for you. Another from Yoganandaji: wake up. It is never too late to analyze what you are so that you can make yourself what you should be. You have talents and power that you have not used, and have all the power you need. And finally, from him, the greatest tragedy in life is not death, but a life that never realized its full potential. What a beautiful quote. And then I found some prominent figures who overcame significant challenges I wanted to share with you, who rose up no matter what the challenge was. I have some Western and some Indian. Stephen Hawking, living with a debilitating disease while making significant contributions to physics. Second, Albert Einstein, overcoming a speech delay and perceived laziness in his early education. One of his teachers said he'll never become anything. Wilma Rudolph, overcoming polio to become an Olympic champion. Helen Keller, overcoming blindness and deafness to become an advocate for the disabled. In India, Mahatma Gandhi's integrity and steely resolve in India's struggle for independence. Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam, from a of India Despite hailing from a humble background, his dedication to education and scientific pursuits propelled him to great heights. Milkha Singh, known as the Flying Sikh, Milkha Singh's life journey from the horrors of partition and seeing his parents killed to becoming an Olympic athlete. Milkha Singh's dedication to athletics eventually led him to represent India on the global stage. And finally, Kalpana Chawla, the first woman of Indian origin in space. Kalpana Chawla's story is one of courage, ambition. She was born in Haryana. She pursued aeronautical engineering and moved to the United States to achieve her dream of becoming an astronaut. Her tragic demise in the Space Shuttle Columbia disaster in 2003 only strengthened her legacy. Wow. Let us look at what is our true potential. Who are we really? Are we this race? Are we this personality? Are we this nationality? People say, I'm a foreigner. I'm nowhere near a foreigner. I told somebody the other day, this young guy, I said, I've been living in India longer than you've been alive. And we think, oh, it's this, it's that. No. Our true potential is the seed of the spark of the divine, of peace, of joy, of upliftment, of inspiration, of magnetism, of energy, our soul's qualities that come out as we can awaken ourselves. And I'll be using tools today to help you to bring those out. And what we are doing is from our attitudes, from our habits, from our behaviors, from the people that we're around, from what we do, from what we see, from what we behave, we're sculpting our life. We're becoming who and what we really are inside. We're breaking out of limitations. And there's a beautiful story of an elephant sculptor. And someone asked him, he was able to sculpt very beautiful shapes of elephants. And someone said, well, how are you able? They're so beautiful. How can you do this? And he said, oh, it's easy. I just chip away everything that's not the elephant. And this is what we do with our techniques, our teachings, our attitudes, how we go approach our thoughts. We're chipping away, or we're adding things that we're not. So we have to make that decision. And my journey has been one that was just so remarkable. I grew up in Los Angeles in a rough neighborhood in a ghetto. I came to the teachings of Paramahansa Yogananda. But before that, I worked my way into I was from what was known as the worst high school in America after I graduated out of there. It was not the worst high school. And I got into one of the best universities, UC Berkeley. And I studied there. The very first quarter I was there, I was struggling. I can learn. I know I can learn. I know I can learn. I was breaking the limitations of race, of where you were brought up, and I was breaking out, and I broke it. And the first quarter, I had the lowest grade I could get in the class at the midterm, and I knew I could break that. I knew I could do it. I knew I could. And what did I get? An A. I worked I had a part-time job. I went to the library every day and studied. I can learn. I can learn. I turned that F to an A in the very first quarter. And I worked for 4 years like that. I didn't have a silver spoon in my mouth. I worked hard. I earned it. And I learned how to use my will. I learned how to be dedicated, committed, how to work hard. And then after that, I read Yoganandaji's book, Autobiography of a Yogi. I know many of you have read it. I'll talk more about that later. But when I graduated from college, I had a good job. I had lots of money. I had a good place to live. I had friends. I had everything, but I had nothing. I didn't have myself. I didn't have peace of mind. I didn't have joy. I didn't have upliftment. I didn't have heart. This is what's lacking. This is what's lacking. You can get everything, but there's still something lacking. You feel it. And I see people, oh, he's got this, he's got the most money, he's got the biggest Mercedes, got a car. And I said, is he happy? And then, nope. And so I read Yoganandaji's book. I saw he had practices. I began to practice. And then my life took off. I built a foundation of peace, meditation, more energy, magnetism, focus, clarity, will. That's what he taught me. I learned it. And then Swami Kriyanandaji got to live with the man in a community of yogis in America, of all places. I lived there. I practiced. I'm a product of the practices of Yoganandaji. It's not talk, it's living. And then I was sent all over the world almost to teach me from there. But I said, yes, I will go. I lived in Europe 7 years. I taught all throughout Europe, Yoganandaji's teachings. And I went to West Africa. I lived in a hut, no running water, no electricity, teaching people these techniques. And then I went to South Africa at the end of apartheid. I could have been killed. Isn't it? Nothing ever happened. I just had a wonderful time. And then I came back to taught around America. Then Swamiji said, go to Australia. I went to Australia. I was there for a couple of months. Then he said, I'm going to India. Who's coming? I'm coming. Who's coming? I've been here 20 years because I broke out of limitations. Wow. We all can do it. And what is it that people are striving for? They may be striving for a better job, a better relationship. Maybe you want to write a book. Maybe you want to learn to sing. Maybe you want to play an instrument. I'm learning to play an instrument. People say, at your age? And I go, listen, I'm young. I'm learning Indian instruments. I said to my Indian friends, do you know this instrument? No, Dhyanji, I play the guitar. Hello. I'm playing the Israj. I have a fabulous teacher. Understand? I can play well, isn't it, Aditya? And I can play well. Now, why? I've tried and I practiced and I broke out of the thought that you're too old. You don't know how to do it. You have to break it, crack that. And so what holds people back? The main thing is the thoughts. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. It's too hard to do. The thoughts, the energy level is low. The laziness, sitting on the couch all the time. I don't want to get out of bed. It's too early. It's too hot. It's too cold. It's too anything. It's just too whatever it is. This is what holds people back. We call it in Ananda the unwillingness monster. He grabs you. And he doesn't want you to do anything. Isn't it true? Just don't do anything. Don't grow. It's like pushing from both sides of a door. One part is saying yes, one part saying no, yes, no, and you never get anywhere. But the teachings of a great master, and today we're talking about Yoganandaji. Could you imagine? He would run. He spoke to thousands. We have 100, 120, whatever here, maybe more. He had 5,000 at a time in the U.S. He would run out on the platform, the hair, long hair streaming back, his robes flapping. He'd come out and he said, how is everybody? And people say, "Oh, wake and ready," like we did today. How it feels? It was like all Americans, totally materialistic, but but spiritually inside. And he woke people up. He healed them. He got them to have more abundance. He got their health better. He got their wealth better. He got their relationships better because he taught them how to get to your highest potential. He taught how. And so this is what I want to go over with you today. How do you do it? You can't just think your way into an uplifted consciousness. You can't just hope it happens. You can't just talk on the phone forever and hope it happens. So what are we talking about? First thing that people need to learn is energy. How to have full force energy. And today we did a little bit of energization with you, but what holds people back? What saps the energy? What is it? I said, listen, can you turn the music down because we can't hear ourselves. He says, what? I said, you can't even hear me. Turn it down. But that sound, the noise, it saps you. You go out of the house, you're just brutalized every day. How are you going to live? You have to have a way to draw in prana, to get rid of the toxins, to get rid of the tiredness, to get rid of the headache, to get rid of the back. You got to have a way. Yoganandaji gave a way. The energization exercise, detoxify the body of the poisons, energize the body, bring in fresh prana. I'm going to do a little bit with you in just a moment. So first thing is energy. The second thing is mentally. How can we clear the mind? The mind is thinking. Hello? 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 Yeah, the mind is thinking. How can we? Are we ready to keep moving forward? I still have a lot to share with you. So the mind is thinking so many different kinds of thoughts. We wanted to think positive thoughts, like Aditya said, what Swami Kriyanandaji, with Yoganandaji said, he wouldn't even let negative people around. He didn't let negative thoughts in. We let negative thoughts in all the time. No, you go on social media. Oh, he's in Goa. Goa. Oh, I don't like him. I don't like her either. And then people people go on and on and on. You read the news. You let all that come into you. You listen to the music. It's negative. We have music. Swami Kriyanandaji wrote 400 pieces of music. We have music that makes you feel happy. We have also places you can go. You feel uplifted. Centers, meditation groups. Be with like-minded people. And so the second one is your mental capacity, how you think. Today, I'm going to work with you in just a moment on positive affirmations. They're not my affirmations, but I use them every day. They are his. Wow. The thoughts of an avatar, we're going to use those thoughts and change the way that we think. And also, we have to also take charge of our life. I got into the social media one, but really, don't put all that into your consciousness. Watch what you're putting into your consciousness. Be careful the movies you watch. Be careful the music you listen to. Be careful of what you watch on social media. It's all going in your consciousness, and it's making you lie down here. But Yoganandaji said, if you can't get out of bed, you can do this practice. And I do it every day. I can get out of bed, but I do it because it charges up the body before you even get out of the bed. So watch me. I'm quite strong, in case you're wondering. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to do a double breath, inhaling through the nostrils, and I'm going to tense my whole body with low, then medium, then high tension. You're going to be doing it in a moment. I hope you're interested in this. This will heal your headache, backache, whatever. If you just have to be regular. Then I'm going to exhale through the mouth, a double breath, and I'm going to relax the body. Now, what am I doing? I'm gathering all the tensions in my body and I'm relaxing them. Try first with your forearm. Put one hand under your elbow. Now tense your forearm low. Don't strip the muscle gears, but low tension. Medium tension. Can you tense more? Yes. Tense harder till your arm's vibrating. You see my arm? Great. Now relax. Medium, low, all the way. Now put both arms out. Do you feel any difference in the two forearms? One's lighter, isn't it? That's how your body is going to feel lighter instead of, try the other side. I'm not levitating yet, but watch me. Okay, have you got it? Now your whole body is going to feel like that. Stand up. Just do the breath with me first. Forget the tension, just the breath. Watch this. Now out through the mouth. That's right. Again. Yeah, so you're cleansing the body with prana and bringing in more prana to the brain, the spine, the whole body. Now try this with me. Tense and inhale. Vibrate. Now exhale. Now don't overdo it. If you're feeling dizzy at all, sit down, okay? But I see some smiles. All right, here we go. Low tension, medium tension, vibrating. How about once more? Ready? You can do this every day when you get up or from the bed. Keep tensing. Go, 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 go. Can you join me? You, sir. No, this man here. Come. Yeah. I just wanted you to show. He's doing it right. Come on up here. Go for it. Let's do it together. Inhale. Look at the guy. Ooh la la. Ooh la la is right. Go for it. Exhale. Okay, now let's see if I can take your arm down. Give me your. Okay, I won. Okay. Good. Okay, wonderful. Okay, now we're going to do this sitting down. Hold on. Hold your minute. Sit down, and we're going to go into this and a pranayam, and we're going to meditate a little bit and do an affirmation. Somebody can bring the mic. I want to get closer to the audience. So the mic down on the floor. This is good, just right here. consciously, conscious mind is this. We talk, we analyze, we're looking at each other. Then there's another level, super conscious. And in that level, we meditate, we have high thoughts, we go into enlightenment. We're going to go from the sub all the way up to super consciousness. Now do this with me. Bring your arm out straight with the thumb up. Now lift your arm to 45 degrees. Yes. Now look at your thumb. Now close your eyes and you feel that up and outward position of the eyes. Yes? Bring the arm down, but keep the gaze up and outward. Not cross-eyed, there's no pain, there's no strain in the forehead. Keep your gaze there. And I'm going to say the affirmation first. And we're going to do it like Yoganandaji did. We're not going to go soft on this.
You can bring the hand down now.
Bring your hands down.
Just keep the gaze uplifted behind closed eyelids.
Listen first to the affirmation, then we'll do it all together. Just listen first. Keep the eyes closed and uplift it. These are the words of Paramahansa Yoganandaji for success. I am brave, I am strong, perfume of success thoughts blows in me, blows in me. I am cool, I am calm, I am sweet, I am kind, I am love and sympathy. I am charming and magnetic. I am pleased with all. I wipe away all tears and fears. I have no enemy. I am the friend of all. So join me. This is a part of the whole affirmation, but we'll just do this part together. I'll say, and then you say after me with the voice, the volume that I use as well. We'll get quieter and quieter and mentally whispering, then mentally. Join me now. Sit up straight. I am brave. I am strong.
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 Perfume of success thoughts.
Perfume of success thoughts.
Perfume of success thoughts.
Perfume of success thoughts.
Blows in me. Blows in me.
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 I am cool. I am calm.
Cool and calm.
I am sweet. I am kind.
I'm sweet and kind.
I am love and sympathy.
I'm love and sympathy.
I'm charming and magnetic.
I'm charming and magnetic.
I'm charming and magnetic.
I'm charming and magnetic.
I am pleased with all.
I'm pleased with all.
I wipe away all tears and fears.
I wipe away all tears and
I wipe away all tears and fears.
wipe away all tears and
I have no enemy.
I have no enemy.
I am the friend of all.
I am the friend of all.
I'm brave. I'm strong.
I'm brave. I'm strong.
Perfume of success thoughts.
Perfume of success.
Blows in me. Blows in me.
Blows in me.
Blows in me. Blows in me.
Blows in me. Blows
I'm cool. I'm calm.
cool and calm.
I am sweet. I am kind.
I'm sweet and kind.
I am love and sympathy.
I'm love and sympathy.
I am charming and magnetic.
I'm charming and magnetic.
I am charming and magnetic.
I'm charming and magnetic.
I am pleased with all.
I'm pleased with all.
I wipe away all tears and fears.
I wipe away all tears.
I wipe away all tears and fears.
Wipe away all tears and fears.
I have no enemy. I have no enemy. I am the friend of all.
I am the friend of all.
I'm brave. I'm strong.
I'm brave and strong.
I am brave. I'm strong.
I'm brave and strong.
I am brave. I'm strong.
I'm brave and strong.
Perfume of success thoughts. Perfume of success thoughts. Blows in me. Blows in me.
Blows in me. Blows
Blows in me. Blows in me.
blows in me. Blows
I'm cool. I'm calm. I'm sweet. I am kind.
sweet and
I am love and sympathy. I'm charming and magnetic. I'm charming and magnetic. I am pleased with all. I wipe away all tears and fears. I have no enemy. I am the friend of all. I am brave, I'm strong. I'm brave, I'm strong. Perfume of success thoughts. Blows in me, blows in me. Blows in me, blows in me. I'm cool, I'm calm. I'm sweet, I'm kind. I am love and sympathy. I'm charming and magnetic. I'm charming and magnetic. I'm pleased with all. I wipe away all tears and fears. I have no enemy. I am the friend of all. Mentally now, only in the mind. I'm brave, I'm strong. Perfume of success thoughts. Blows in me, blows in me. I'm cool, I'm calm. I'm sweet, I am kind. I am love and sympathy. Charming and magnetic. I am pleased with all. I wipe away all tears and fears. I have no enemy. I am the friend of all. Let's meditate now. Just keep the gaze up. Just meditate on these words. Watch the breath flowing in and out of the nostrils, calming the mind. Inflowing breath as you inhale. Watch and observe the breath. Outflowing as you exhale. Feel, watch, experience, follow the breath. In and out the nasal passages. Simply, easily watch the breath. Calm the mind. Now, to close, visualize what you feel is your next step or your highest potential, something in your life you aspire towards. See it clearly. Visualize it at the spiritual eye, the point between the eyebrows. Feel the power of the divine helping you to manifest that reality if it is right for you. Hold that thought deeply in your consciousness and see yourself becoming that reality, breaking through limitations, boundaries, step by step, achieving a higher and higher level of your ultimate potential. Now let's rub the hands together. Yoganandaji taught this to magnetize the hands, to put our thoughts in the ether, in light, in spirit. Hold your hands up, palms out. Keep that thought in your mind of your potential, where you want to go, what you want to be, just the next step even. Feel the power of this great master helping you, of the divine helping you with your efforts to achieve your goal. We'll chant Om 3 times. First, listen to me, and then try to chant the same as I do. First, listen, then we'll chant 3 times together. Om. Now join me for 3 times with the hands up, putting your thought in the ether. Twice more. And one final time. Yoganandaji's words to close. Your success in life depends not only upon your natural ability, it depends also upon your determination to grasp the opportunities presented to you. Opportunities in life come by creation, not by chance. They are created by you, either now or in a recent or distant past. Since you have earned them, use them to the best advantage. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Thank you, Dhyanaji. And friends, as we had mentioned in the beginning, this is an interactive session. First of all, before we go to questions and answers, how are you feeling? Awake and ready at the least? Yes. So, and also remember that one action item, one technique or a thought that you would like to take home and practice. And of course, at the end, we will make some announcements of certain classes that we will be offering. The Ananda Sangha Mumbai team will be offering.
Can we bring the autobiography of a yogi up front?
Yes.
And let's show this.
So I'll invite now Sachin and Niyati. And also, yes, this is a book. Right after our talk today, we'll be having a book signing, a compilation of Yoganandaji's writings on this subject of how to achieve your true potential, meditation for starters, and awaken to super consciousness. Dhyanaji touched on this theme of the 3 states of mind. And this book, absolutely, the beginning of the movement and everything happened through this beautiful book, Autobiography of a Yogi. Anyone who does not have this book, and this now is in the public domain, which is to say that there are edited versions also out there in different sizes and such. So this is the original 1946 reprint. So please do, which is when the book was printed.
Okay, Sachin.
So I'll invite Sachin to help us and Niyati to help us with questions. We have a mic, so if you have a question, please do
But he
raise
has
your hand.
first ones.
And-
We have some questions that have been given already.
Yes. Yeah. I'll share them. Oh, Niyati, sorry, my phone. Yes. Rima, do you have my phone?
Here it is. I have the questions here. So here.
Yeah. Go through these.
Okay. What kind of habits or patterns are holding me back from reaching my true potential?
I think we answered that already. Yeah.
What role does concentration play in awakening my true potential, and how can I improve it?
I think many people are very restless, nervous. The mind is spinning all the time. There's a big lack of concentration in our world, in our society. Focus, will, and what is will really? Willingness. People, I mean, you look at the television programs, they're just, the screen is like this, and everything is moving so fast. So there is a lack of concentration. Meditation can help you with concentration. If you concentrate, then you learn how to meditate. I would suggest whoever isn't a meditator here, you take the classes here. They'll be announcing them so that you can learn how to meditate. You can start with 5 minutes. You don't have to say an hour and a half. Do something. And someone asked me the other day, he said, I was talking to another group, and he said, I don't have time to meditate because I'm busy. I travel a lot, and I said, I think I travel more than anybody here, and I do. And I said to him, now tell me, when you travel, do you still eat your meals? 3 meals a day. He said, yeah, of course I eat. I said, do you sleep? He said, yeah, I sleep. I said, well, then you can meditate. So if you want to do it, you can do it. And I would say start with something that's realistic. 5 minutes. I remember Swami Kriyanandaji said on one talk, I'll bargain with you, 5 minutes. Start with something, and then if you feel you like to do it, do more. Okay, so yes, we need concentration. Is the mic fixed now?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Can you recommend a few ways to cultivate good habits?
I would say the best thing is be with people who have good habits. Be with high-minded people. Be with more spiritually uplifted people. Don't be with a lot of negative people. Bring your energy down. It may be something you've overcome that, but you go with them and they'll say, "Oh, why are you doing that? Let's do this." And you say, "Okay." So be in good company. Come to things like this. We have online programs. We have home study. There are many wonderful people here. I lived in Mumbai for 9 months at the beginning of our work here. I love Mumbai. It's got such high energy. When I heard you all shouting those affirmations, that's what I remember about Mumbai. So be with people who are uplifted and who are positive as much as you can. You can't be with them so much at your job, maybe. But when you're at your job, why not take some book with you to read at your break? When you're in the taxi, why not take a book with you? Why not have in your earbuds? Why not be playing some of the Ananda music? Why did Swamiji write 400 pieces of music? It wasn't for him, it was for us. Play the music. And on the planes all the time, I'm hearing that music. So you have to protect yourself. You just can't think, okay, now I'm uplifted. it's going to come down really fast. If you don't do some of the practices every day, read something. You can go on YouTube and look at our videos, Swami Kriyanandaji, Yoganandaji, and have like a spiritual toolbox. And you have your tools in there, your books, your music, your techniques, the places you go, and you understand? And then you pull those out as you need them. Yeah.
Right. How can I incorporate mindfulness and self-awareness into my daily routine?
Well, a few things. If let's say, as Dhanaji mentioned, if you're at work, keep a little picture of a saint if that helps you, or an affirmation. Today we repeated an affirmation. You can make something of your own also. Another thing, very possible. Before I came on stage, I had set a reminder on my watch when to stop talking. So you can keep, and many people do this now. Just every 15 minutes, every hour, a little ping that reminds you. And I have a friend who did this for 12 years in the corporate setting, that once an hour when that bell rings, oh, time for 2 minutes meditation, right there at the desk. Whatever email you're doing, whatever you're going through, just a reset and being more aware. So that could be one practice. The other thing is, Dhanaji mentioned it, find a buddy, somebody like a spiritual friend. In our men's monastery, we had two monks who would ask each other, because Kriyananda ji used to tell us, keep the heart, as Yogananda was reminding him, uplifted, the petals up. So whenever these monks would cross each other, they would say, how are the petals, Baba? How is the lotus? So if you have somebody, they just say, just you don't even have to say anything. You know you're watching for each other's welfare.
Interesting. How can I develop a deeper sense of inner peace and stillness?
I, there was a man who he was a disciple of Yoganandaji, and he had many different types of people. And this man came and he said, I don't have I lost my job. I lost my wife. I don't have good health. He had a long list of things that it didn't happen for him anymore. Things weren't going well. And you know what Yoganandaji said to him? He said, that's because you're jinxed. And you jinxed yourself. And he said, I will help you to de-jinx. And he taught him the things we're teaching you today. To every day do a little bit of, how long does it take to march in place and say, I'm awake and ready? It just doesn't take very long. I'm positive, energetic, enthusiastic. And so I would say cut back on the phone. Everybody's on the phone all day long, phone. And it tells you how many hours you've been on the phone, so you can't lie. So I would say cut back on that. Have some time when you do your spiritual practices. It could be 5 minutes, 15 minutes a day. As soon as you wake up, end of the day, middle of the day, you have to get to the point where you're bringing in the spiritual part that you're learning, and that the other things start falling away more. And I don't know if I finished answering that question. Was it more on that question?
Yep.
TK, wonderful.
What role does meditation play in awakening my true potential, and how can I establish a consistent practice?
You answer the first part.
I'll share a few things that happen neurologically, when we meditate. First of all, I had the good fortune of interviewing in 2021 a renowned neurologist, Dr. Andrew Newberg. He's written many New York Times bestsellers. And he said till 1985, people believed that our brain cells actually don't grow after the first few years. He says, now we know, we can see at the age of 90, also new brain cells are coming, but it depends on what are we trying to do through the brain. It's like a young person could lose all his muscle by being on the couch all day, or if you're engaging, it's like use it or lose it. That's true for everything. So when we meditate, not only memory or the better coordination of the body, but especially at the point between the two eyebrows. This is the prefrontal lobe, the chief executive function area of the brain. Our social behavior, maternal bonding with the child, cooperation, kindness, decision making. When you have to make a decision, like, What should I do? You're knitting your eyebrows. When you're concentrating, when you're expressing resilience or perseverance, you're like, I'm going to do this. I have to do this. So the point is, a lot is happening over here. Integration of information. Let's say you're somebody who runs a company and it's a weekly meeting and somebody's telling you how promotions are going, and also you're listening. Okay, marketing, promotions, sales, orders, HR, how are people doing? And in the end, if you have to give a direction, that integration of information happens at the point between the two eyebrows, at the prefrontal lobe. Meditation, by focusing on the breath, directly brings more neurological activity, not restless activity, simply like a good exercise. So meditation works on many, many levels.
Yeah, and you can see people as they age can't remember a whole lot, or different things happen, and you have to keep alive. I think what he said is so true. Keep active. I like to walk every day. I walk. I had to swim this morning before coming. You just have to keep alive and well. Now, how do you keep consistent in meditation? There are several things. I think one is a meditation buddy, if you can have it. One is you have to really want it. I mean, I'm just being frank with you. Usually people come onto the spiritual path because something has happened. Some pain has happened, some loss. Their health went down, their money, they lost their money, or now I want to meditate. You know, why wait? So if you can start, and I say the best way is just do a little bit every day. Just don't force yourself. Just 5 minutes, then it grows, and follow the joy. You loved it. I used to do yoga when I first came on the path, and why did I keep going every day to the class or whenever it was? I felt good. I want to do it. Nobody's telling me you got to go, you got to go, you got to go. And now, after all these years of meditating, decades, do I go because somebody's telling me to go meditate? No way. I want to meditate. I feel better. I feel alive. My brain is alive. I'm happy. My heart's open. There's energy. You understand? And when you don't, that heavy feeling. Why do I energize? It gives energy. You see? So look at yourself. Do you feel better? Do you not feel better? Go with the proof. And if you see the proof, it behooves you to follow the proof. And you might miss some days, kabhi, but do something. And I think your spouse will love you more, your kids will love you more, your boss will love you more. I mean, just look at your surroundings. Are people running away from you? Or are people coming towards you? Are you charming and magnetic? You see, are you the friend? Are you the friend of all? Are people saying, "Oh, I like you now"? Oh. So watch, and circumstances are circumstances changing in your life. Are opportunities coming? Are finances better? Is your health better? Are you getting more? You see what I'm saying? Look at your life. You don't have to. What I love about this, you don't have to go to the Himalayas to a cave. Your cave is at your house. Sit down and do something. And as you do, you find, wow, my face looks different. My eyes look different. My posture's different. You understand? So follow the proof. Okay? Final question?
How can I use the power of positive thinking and affirmations to transform my life?
Say something.
If you're a happy person, people would want to be around you. Your outlook on life changes. Swami Kriyananda ji, who was with Paramahansa Yogananda, wrote a beautiful chapter in one of his books, and there are 32 qualities. He said I could go on and on, but the ones he thought were outstanding in Yogananda. And he said he had a positive outlook on everything. I mean, one time his temple, which if you ever go to California, at the very edge of California, I mean, on the coast, overseeing the Pacific, was his beautiful temple. And there was water leaking happening through the town or near it. And he told the authorities and nobody did anything. And one fine day in the night, the temple crashed hundreds of feet down down the cliff. And people thought he'd be so sad. And Master said, well, I think God wants me to go out and do more outreach. And he started 2 temples.
And he said it's the best thing that ever happened to
He
me.
said, that's the best thing that ever happened to me. He just wouldn't let anything dampen it. Now, you can't act out such things. In the beginning, you have to affirm, but really, when you have that kind of energy flowing through you, something happens, you're like, okay, what are we going to do about it? Right away, that you're solution oriented. Like I was saying, decision making. You don't spend time or waste. You don't go back. You're always on the front foot. So a positive outlook also comes through meditation and affirmations.
Yeah, and to close, I just want to hold up the autobiography of a yogi again and say that these are well-known people who read the book and who got a lot out of the book. What are you waving for? What?
You have a question? Okay, yeah, just a
Acha,
moment.
acha,
Yeah.
theek hai.
Okay, okay. Well, let's take
Audience
questions.
question.
Yes,
Theek hai.
please.
Are we okay with the time?
Yes, Dhyanji, a few more minutes.
My wife had a fall, and the healing is taking a lot of time.
Sorry?
His wife had a fall.
Okay.
The healing is taking a lot of time, and doctors are saying surgery is not possible. Day before yesterday, also we had gone. They said wait for 3 months. So through this, is it possible to heal the faster process? Do something healing faster?
Yeah, we'll have to see. But of course, even in physiotherapy, for example, or healing of any fracture or bone, one of the principles is tensing and relaxing. One of the books we have on our book table is a 3-volume set of Healing Through Life Force. And I was there in India about 9 years ago when the author, Nayaswami Shivani, who is part of our ashram in Italy, she was on a pilgrimage in the Himalayas. She fell and cracked her ankle joint in a very bad way. So she couldn't travel and she was on a wheelchair, but she was doing the same exercises that we taught you. Anyway, the interesting thing was the orthopedician she was following up with. He said, again, she was now at that time 70 years plus. He said, at your age, with such a complicated fracture, I can't see how you're healing 70% faster than most people. So the point is, it's about the blood flow, but also it's about prana and life force. And yoga techniques do teach you how to send that. That's what yoga is all about. So we'll have to but look into the individual case. I can later meet you and see how we could help.
It's not like we can guarantee, but he
Right.
surely can talk with you. Okay. Other questions? Anybody? Audience questions? Yes, sir. Please.
I am in habit of whenever I'm not doing anything, I go to sleep. Sometimes consciously, sometimes unconsciously it happens. So can that be considered? It's sort of a meditation, and then I again wake up. But then I'm free. I don't know. It keeps on happening.
That's a beautiful.
I have never had that question before.
Well, first of all, 2 answers. No, it is not meditation. On the other hand, sleep is, of course, a necessary aspect of healing the body. And fortunately, you don't have sleep issues, it looks like. Now, the other thing is, as you must have heard, I think most of us know, as one meditates, see, what does sleep do? It's slowing your heart rate, breath rate, mental activity, and when you wake up after 7-8 hours, let's say, you say, hey, I feel wonderful. Well, you haven't eaten anything, you haven't had tea or coffee or anything. How is it that this is happening? And Yogananda ji said, all of us are receiving life force, prana, through a part of the body called the medulla oblongata. And he says this happens from the moment of our conception in our mother's womb.
So let me show the medulla.
Yes, where the medulla is.
Here.
And he taught exercises to feel that and such. But the point is, when we are sleeping, it's not just that we are not moving around, hence the body is recharged. Yogananda said life force, like a phone gets battery back because you're charging it. So we are charged through life force. So some sleep is necessary, but the more you meditate and do energization, the need for too much sleep certainly goes away and you feel you're recharged by other means.
Yeah. I'm glad you didn't fall asleep this morning. And I mean, he's absolutely right. But I would say to everybody, you can't just sort of leap up into another state of consciousness in one day. It takes time. So just you'll find if you do the practices, you'll sleep less likely. So focus on the practice, not I sleep too much, I'm angry all the time, I have moods, I'm depressed. Forget it. Just get going. And as you get going, you find, oh, I'm not as moody as I used to be. Oh, I didn't yell at that person. Oh, I didn't sleep So what we're trying to say is you have tools and techniques that work. That's from him. They're powerful. You heard the affirmations. They're powerful. They can help you. So don't go and, oh no, that was good, but I'm this way and I'm always and I'll never change. No, just say, oh, from today, I'm gonna try. Try.
It works. When my wife talks to me, I go to sleep.
No. But here's the interesting thing. Because you say this happens multiple times, if you try to replace brief meditations, as Dhanaji was suggesting, you'll see that you start replacing that habit. Because sleep usually takes us into subconscious.
Yeah, that's the
Meditation
point.
takes us into super consciousness. So try to make that switch.
Yeah.
Um, I, I just wanted.
Yoga helps in Parkinson's disease.
Each case is individual. It's hard to say. But because Parkinson's is also related to, of course, nerve and neurotransmitter, and the nerves, the yogis say, are the physical representation of nerve channels or nadis where energy moves. So try some. Why not? I have seen actually people benefit in Alzheimer's, dementia, stroke, Parkinson's, paralysis, people who were bedridden sometimes, because again, paralysis is a brain and spine nerve issue. Yoga is the only thing, you see, in medicine, it's wonderful, but you're trying to give something externally, let's say a vitamin for the nerve. That's good, it's required. Yoga is not coming from outside, it comes from inside out.
Yeah.
It's not a stimulation, it's an emanation. So once we can feel prana and send it to a certain body part, that going happens through the nerves. So bit by bit, and sometimes, like I said, cases do improve.
Yeah. And also, we only did one or maybe two of the energization exercises. You can learn all of them here at Ananda
We'll announce,
Mumbai. And I would suggest that all of you take the time to learn them. And we didn't have time to learn all of them today, but they're very effective for whatever you have, mental, physical, spiritual. And the best thing is you feel afterwards like you did when we meditated. Peace of mind, calmness, joy, happiness. No? Okay, then?
My concern is for smaller children, the very young ones. They are the ones who are suffering a lot nowadays because parents are all the time in the mobile. Whenever they want to do something, they'll say, okay, you play for some time. When I get free, I'll give you time. Children do not have a lot of physical activity. So how can we help them at younger ages where, their start is correct. I feel they need it from that age now, not with grown up and having more of problems later rather than tackling. They have a lot of concentration issues. They have a lot of
Totally.
hyperactivity. They cannot sit in a place. They can't focus.
Yeah.
So
I would suggest you talk with Niyati afterwards because she's one of our teachers of Education for Life, a system of Swami Kriyanandaji's based on Yoganandaji's teachings. And also, you have to take control. You all are parents. I take my hat off to the parents, but you have to be able to, a child shouldn't be on the phone all day. You get on the phone. We used to, when I was growing up, go outside, ride a bike, kick a ball, climb a tree, hit the tetherball. It was like, row, 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 for hours every day. Now everybody's... This is unnatural and is very unhealthy. So you'll have to take more control of that as well. Finally, I want to say this about autobiography of a yogi. These well-known people have read it and it helped them in their spiritual journey. Steve Jobs, Apple co-founder, read it every year and had it gifted to everyone who attended his funeral. Oprah Winfrey said it helped her deeply in her spiritual life. George Harrison of the Beatles, he said it helped him tremendously. And Bill Gates, Microsoft co-founder, same. It helped him to figure out his life. Virat Kohli, the Indian cricketer, said that it really, you probably saw, he had it on social media, this book. So please get it if you can, read it if you can. How many people here have read Autobiography of a Yogi? Fantastic. Yay. Okay. God bless you all. You've been a wonderful
Thank
group.
you.
And we'll call up Rima now for announcements.
Thank you, Aditya ji, Dhyana ji. This was such a wonderful and magnetic workshop. We have a lot of the club members here who have come here for the first time. So this is just the beginning. There's going to be lots more coming in. Can we see a sign of club members?
Wonderful. Club members,
Club
those who are
members.
from this club.
Jujimkhana club members. We have the count. And I'd just like to bring Dr. Ojas and Bhupenji. They are the library subcommittee members. They've actually helped us organize this event.
Beautiful. Thank you.
I just wanted to thank you. And could we give them? We're going to give them the library one book each of the self affirmations for self healing, the meditation for starters. Here.
Yes.
How to awaken your true potential and awaken to superconscious living. And these will be kept. This will be available to all of us in the club library. Please feel free to borrow them. You can also purchase a copy at the table behind. I'll invite Niyati. She can give you a little more before you leave, just a little more about all the things we have behind. And then there are refreshments. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dhyana ji. Thank you, Dr. Aditya. Isn't this a wonderful workshop? We got so many tools today to look into how we can awaken our potential, right? Yeah, thank you for being a good audience, a wonderful interactive audience. Yes, you guys are best. Thank you. So now what is next from here, as what Dhyana ji was making us visualize? What is our next step? So we would suggest all of you to go to our tables. We have a book table where you can purchase all these books that Dhyana ji and Dr. Aditya spoke about. We have a healing prayer table where you can ask for healing, or if you have any friends or relatives who are going through a difficult health situation or any kind of situation, emotional situation, you can just go there and give your request, and we, the disciples of Yogananda, we will pray for their betterness. So we have healing prayer table. We also have Ananda yoga table. And we are sure the moment you go there, you have definitely wonderful 2 workshops coming up. These workshops are based on Mahashivratri and Lord Shiva. So all the pranayamas and asanas are connected to tune into Lord Shiva's consciousness and energy. So we recommend all of you to go on all these tables, and also please visit the registration table, because the very immediate step, learn to meditate, is coming up. That can be our immediate next step. So we are going to have this Learn to Meditate workshop, which is happening on the 1st of March. It's a Saturday. And it's going to happen at 2 places. One, we have an ashram, which is in Mud Island. And the other, it is going to happen at our Worli Center. For any detail, we would say, please go to our registration table and get more details from there. And register now, because this is your next step. Okay? Thank you.
So also friends, the books that we showed and many others are available at the end of the room at the book table. Dhyanaji and I would be very happy to do some book signing if you make some purchases. So we'll be here for the next 15-20 minutes signing some books. Thank you very much once again for coming, and we look forward to seeing you in subsequent classes. Yes. Yeah, I have a pen.